Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and we are back yet again for another NECA Toys Mirage Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video. And I, for one, am pretty stoked on what we're going to be talking about today. This is, in fact, kind of a blind spot area for me in which I really had to go back and go, oh, that's right, it's CHOTE, not to be confused with Shogun CHOTE, of course. This is the Mirage Comics original version, the Dinosaur Samurai. You have some nice Kevin Eastman artwork all over the box, and you have some nice photography for old CHOTE, as well as what's coming soon, even though we've already gotten most of those figures. But like I said, I'm very excited to check this guy out. Here's everyone involved with the creation of this figure, so thank you very much for that. And here's the barcode. As of yet, he's only been hitting Target stores, and I believe Walmart has started shipping him out. But rest assured, I will have some links down in the description below if you'd like to go ahead and order yourself one. Now, who here remembers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time? Of the original movie trilogy, this one, for me, definitely at the bottom of the pile. But would you know that from the original Mirage comics, specifically issues 46 and 47, that is kind of, sort of, where they got the idea and a little bit of the story for that third installment. Now, CHOTE is part of this storyline, of which the Turtles travel back into the past with Renette, and they go up against CHOTE and his evil master. And of course, it is revealed to be the return of Savanti Romero. This is a pretty interesting comic book. It also kind of gives you the backstory of the Foot Clan and kind of what led to its creation and eventually the name of the Foot. I won't spoil it. Go ahead and read the comic. But CHOTE is definitely not really a villain, just kind of confused. But would you know it, Renee gets captured, the Turtles rescue her, and together they defeat not only Savanti Romero by tossing him back to the Stone Age, but they kind of give CHOTE a pass, in which Renette sends him to an alien world of which he would most definitely fit in a whole heck of a lot better than he does on Earth. Now, within the original Playmates toy line, right around TMNT 3, when that movie came out, you had a character released known as Shogun CHOTE. They changed the spelling of the name, kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better, we'll just say, but not really a shogun, whereas the Mirage Comics is more of a samurai. There's a distinct difference, however, doesn't really matter. It just sounds cool, and that's really what they were going for. But it is of the most expensive original Playmates TMNT figures, so if by chance you go to your parents' house this weekend up in the attic and you find one in your old TMNT trunk, well done, because that's a pretty sought-after figure. But I'm going to tell you right now, after this video, this new one is definitely going to be sought after because we're going to be taking a look-see proper. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new NECA toys from their Mirage Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, the Samurai Dinosaur CHOTE. And so now here's everything taken out of the packaging. You get a big, hefty, heavy Dinosaur Man figure, plenty of hands, accessories to boot, cloth goods, and a whole mess of paint all over this guy. Now, he does come with his really cool samurai hat, really nice detail, nice black wash to it, and when you know it, underneath, you have the little chin strap for him. So it fits on really nicely. Be very careful of the horned parts of his head, though. It can kind of scrape along the top of the hat, but just kind of pull it up a little bit instead of scraping it along the horns, and you should be able to avoid all of that completely. The hands are really nicely done. Orange paint, nicely painted fingernails, a little bit of a black wash with some black accents, fisted hands, open hands, and of course, those trusty weapon-holding hands. Now, of course, you do get samurai swords, but you also get a torch. Now, this hand was a little bit solid, so I had to heat it up a little bit just to be able to get the torch in proper. But I love the orange, glowing, translucent effect of the torch. It's really effective here, and it's just overall a very nice accessory from the Mirage comic. And when he's holding it along with his hat and sword, yeah, most definitely, this is going to display really nice on your shelf. The actual figure himself, he does not disappoint. And like I said, paint, detail for days. The cloth goods cape, really nicely done. It is going to be very wrinkled because when you get it, it's in a little plastic bag inside the box, but it has a little clasp that you can secure it tightly around his neck. There's no bendy wire. I think that would have been a nice touch if you could include that, but it's a very heavy cape, and for that I appreciate it. But as you can clearly see on the back, paint for days, black line work. It's amazing. This figure really stands out as one of the top tier figures that NECA has done for this Mirage Comics TMNT line. The orange of the entire dinosaur man, the teeth, the black line work, like I said, it all works to bring this character to life, including the jaw. I love a movable jaw. He's got a pink tongue in there. All the teeth are individually painted. It is very cool. This is so cool, I can't even tell you. And you do get minimal head articulation, but enough to bring CHOTE to life on your shelf. Now, like I said, he comes with 2 swords, 2 sheaths, and a band which velcros around his waist. It's very effective in keeping the swords with him at all times, but don't display him all the time with this, as it will eventually stretch out this kind of rubber band type material. So that's just a heads up. And make sure you're not blocking any of the really cool details of his costume. And it's a quick fix. You simply just move it up and down to your liking. But the swords, the sheaths, they're really nicely done, especially the bigger blade, which has a really cool dragon on the blade. That is amazing. That's a nice attention to detail there. The smaller blade is just very simple. However, they fit in beautifully and they're not mucking up any of the paint on the blade. But just keep in mind, if you don't want the swords and sheaths on him at all times, just unvelcro the band and you'll be good to go. There is lots of articulation going on with the legs. However, more of his dressings kind of get in the way of that. Not too much where the figure is no longer fun by any means, but it is something you'll have to contend with. You got double jointed knees, feet articulation, peg holes on the bottom. Go easy with the legs. I found on mine that at first I didn't want to snap anything, break anything. It's just kind of stuck, but eventually you'll get it to go. Just kind of heat it up. And at first I thought he was completely pinless. He does have pins in the knees, but not in the elbows. Nice sandals, painted toes, painted fingernails, the whole 9 yards. Again, this figure really stands out as a triumph of bringing this type of dinosaur man character to life. And it's one of those deep cuts that only NECA toys would really put in that much attention and detail into bringing to life. But keep in mind, he does not have a tail like a dinosaur would, but not to worry. He didn't have one in the comics, but it's just overall a very cool looking action figure. Now, when it comes to him holding the swords, the cape, the sheaths, everything, it just looks great. And he's very sturdy. There's nothing loose. There's nothing with the joints, anything you have to worry about except for maybe being stuck once in a while. But you can get him in that running position as if he's in battle, perhaps with Leonardo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And again, when you see all these Mirage Comics figures together on your shelf, that's where you kind of step back and go, I can't believe it's 2025 and we're getting all these really deep-cut comic book characters, but I could not be happier. This is so much fun. I love the Mirage Comics line. You got to add yourself a CHOTE. Now, with issues 46 and 47 of the Mirage Comics line, it's a return to form of Savanti Romero and the time-traveling witch, Renette, which, yes, she will look a little bit different. Savanti Romero looks a little bit different, but you really already have these two characters. I don't need another pass at these by any means, but they look good together with CHOTE. So that's going to wrap it up for my quick look at the brand new Dinosaur Samurai CHOTE from the NECA Toys Mirage Comics TMNT line. It's a home run across the board for a character, for a figure like this. Now, do keep in mind, he is on the higher end of the NECA Toys price points these days. A lot of their figures, as with a lot of other companies, have gone on the up and up. He's going to run you about $50. Is it a solid figure with amazing paint, functional weapons, cloth goods, and a really cool samurai hat? Most definitely. But I can totally understand a lot of people looking at this figure, this character, and going, I have no idea who this is. If you're a fan of the Mirage Comics, definitely pick him up. If you're on the fence, just wait a little bit. Maybe you'll get him on a sale. Who knows? But he is definitely worth it in my eyes. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, I will talk to you guys soon. Adios.